Check out Brett tonight. Heather.
Georgia's governor wants police ready to enforce the state's new controversial immigration crackdown, but a federal judge may put a stop to it. The new law is set to go into effect on July the 1st, the judge saying that he will rule before that date. Here's part of what that law would do. Police could check the immigration status of people stopped for other reasons. Essentially, if they're breaking the law, if they're speeding, go through a red light, cops can pull them over and ask their immigration status. Civil rights groups filing a lawsuit claiming that the law is unconstitutional, and we expect a ruling on this very soon. Joining us now is Georgia Governor Nathan Deal. He is a Republican. Good morning, Governor. So tell us, why does the state of Georgia want or need this law right now?
Well, good morning, Heather. The state of Georgia, like many other states, as you see, are reacting to the failure of the federal government to secure our borders. When the federal government fails to do its job, the cost of that failure is really being borne by states and local communities. And I think that's why you see the state of Georgia's legislation.
All right, the state has about 425 illegal aliens in that state. It puts it in the top 10 of illegal aliens in states. I want to ask you about this, though. You have 159 counties statewide. How would you make sure that this law is enforced consistently? That could be a major problem.
Well, it's 425,000, which makes us about the 7th largest illegal immigrant population in the country. Yes, we have a lot of counties in our state, but I think it'll be enforced as we enforce all of our laws, whether it be traffic laws or everything else. They are enforced by local jurisdictions. We believe that the proper training and the proper individuals can be put in place to be able to do it fairly and impartially, and to achieve the goals that the Georgia legislature had in mind.
Well, Governor, when it comes to that training, we are hearing that many of the local police departments haven't started to train their police officers as to how to handle this new law. It's supposed to take effect just a few weeks from now. So what do you do about that? A lot of confusion out there.
Well, our law enforcement officers are already trained to deal with law enforcement violations, whether it be traffic or otherwise, and that is the initial contact that they will have. The question then becomes, how do they verify the status of an individual? We have 4 of our largest counties that are participating in the current federal 287G program. We have officers in our public safety department that have also been trained by federal immigration authorities. We believe we have resources. Obviously, we would appreciate it if the federal government would provide us additional training resources.
Yeah, but Governor,
we have counties.
Pardon me, but at least
we
one
have counties that have asked.
Sorry. At least one county law enforcement official is saying that this law is just way too vague and way too confusing. So if you're hearing that from what is essentially your troops on the ground, there's a whole lot of work to do between now and the time that that law would take effect if the judge allows it to go forward.
Well, you're always going to have opinions that vary across the state. But when you have the 4 of the largest counties with the largest illegal immigrant population already participating in a federal program to identify and be able to deport individuals who are improperly in our state, I think you'll find that the vast majority of law enforcement officers recognize the importance of this, because their jails are being crowded by people who are illegally in our country, and it's costing them and their budgets at the local level a huge amount of money.
Sure. Governor, quickly, just a few seconds left. Where do you predict that this will go from here? You think that the judge is going to issue a preliminary injunction and this may have to go up to a higher level court?
Well, I certainly would never want to prejudge what the federal court is going to do. It is in the breast of the court right now. We will know very quickly, I think, as to whether or not an injunction is granted. It does appear that all of the states, and Georgia being one of them, that have passed similar legislation will probably have to ultimately be decided at the Supreme Court level as to their constitutionality.
All right, Governor Nathan Deal of Georgia. Law is set to take effect July the 1st, but the judge still looking at it. Sir, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Heather.
All righty, have a good day.